Right, welcome back to the channel. Following on from the last episode on the Z650, where we set up the actual wheel balancer machine. As I say, it's going to take me a while and a bit of practice to try and get my head around how that works. As promised, back onto the rear wheel. As I did mention, the bearing this side, bearing the other side, and sprocket carrier bearing, and also the seal, they've arrived in the kit. As I say, I think I showed you it earlier. That's the kit you get: 3 bearings, seals, and a sticker, which is always good for the toolbox. So we're going to get them bearings in today. I'll show you in a second, I've actually managed to get the Z650 up on the ABBA stand. That was fun. I say it's not really designed for it, but I've worked a way out of actually getting it on there, so I'll show you that in a second. So everything I need to basically mock up the rear end is sitting here. So I've managed to find a bolt for brake torsion arm to sit on, and a nut as well. The actual stoppers, they were done in tough black, same as the adjusters. Obviously polished up the bolts to go through them, and polished up the bolts to fit in where these are at the moment. So that's the job for today. I'll show you the ABBA stand in a second. Right, it's on there. It took some doing, but managed to work out. I actually used the bolt and put it through the foot where the footrest goes, and that seemed to work, and then ratchet it down, so that works okay. I've had to tilt it obviously further back, because obviously at the moment all the weight's on the front. Dug out the other shock, managed to find that at long last. I say that hasn't been touched at all, that's got to be refurbed. That one's had some work, but still more to do. But good to get it up on the ABBA stand, makes it easier. So these are the parts I've got on the bench. Obviously the bearing kit. So as I say, the bearing for there, one each side. Already put a bolt through, so that will fit quite nicely. And then I don't have the proper bolt for the other end, so I'm just going to use a old disc bolt, which actually fits through nicely. So these are dry, I've just left them hanging up so they're out of the way, so we'll pull them down after we've done the 3 bearings. Alright, so the new bearings unpacked. I'm going to grease that up in a second. I'm actually going to use the old bearing because I don't want to hit directly onto that. It's the only way I've got of getting it in down to that lip. So I can tap round until that's in position. And then I'll finish it off with a socket. Alright, well that's going in nicely. You should just be able to see the gap difference. I can just about get my finger in there. Alright, for the rest, just using a socket. And that's actually up to the lip. Right, and that's basically in place. So that's the bearing and seal in place. Next we move on to the wheel bearings. I'll do exactly the same thing. So with the wheel, exactly the same again. Obviously the main difference is this time I can get a socket on it. So we'll grease the inside. As you can see, the lip where it goes to, and this is the side with the circlip which holds that in place. Obviously when we flip it over, remember the actual spacer. It's nearly there. There we go, you can hear a change in the actual noise where it's hitting the metal. Right, so next thing on this side, put the circlip in. Right, circlip's in place. Right, flip the wheel over, put the spacer in, and exactly the same again, all the way down to this lip. So we'll grease that up, grease the bearing, and tap that in. Right, just checking the spacers in the right place, and it is. Alright, no seal this side, because obviously you've got the sprocket carrier. No seal the other side, because you've got the brake hub. Even with the cush drive rubbers. And that's that side done. Right, so next job, mount it in the bike. Right, so let's get these stoppers in place. Right, I haven't got any spaces in here at the moment. It is all just very loose. It's purely just to give me an idea, so the next one in will be the brake torsion. Again, just a loose bolt. As I say, there's no spaces. It is all purely just loose. So I'm just going to tighten up the nut on the other side of the spindle so that will stay in place. Yeah, happy with that, how that's come out. Obviously you have to try and picture it with a tyre on it. But taking shape, definitely. I've still got the brake arm to do. Still got a lot of pitting. I don't know if you can actually see that. Finish off doing this shock. And then start doing this one. No, it's nice to see things starting to go back. As I say, everything's loose fit on there. Everything will come out, obviously, when the engine goes in, because I'll just drop the frame over the lay the engine on the side, drop the frame over it, then lift it back up, and then start reassembly. But no, happy with that. Right, well, thanks for joining me on that one. Hope that one was helpful. any comments in the comments box below. I really appreciate all your feedback. But nice to actually get the actual, well, get the wheel actually laced up, get all the bearings in. As I say, the only thing that's not in there is the spacers. But it's come together really well. As I say, there's more work to do on the cleaner of the two shocks. That needs cleaning up a lot more, polishing. I'm going to polish the housing and the base. Leave the springs black for now. I may actually replace the actual shocks anyway, and then we'll start refurbing the other side, because they're actually not in bad condition apart from the looks. Obviously they actually still work. But no, nice to get it up on the ABBA stand, nice to get a wheel in there, move forward a bit more. But as I say, comments in the comments box below. Really appreciate all your feedback, all your comments. That wraps it up for this episode. Join me again in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.